be active. Oh, assalamu alaikum, brother Fazil. Suhair is here helping me, and Lubna is here helping me.
No, he is all right. He'll check and go. Time have no?
Yeah. So, brother, the chairperson, Dean Fazil, very kind man. This decision was taken by Thursday night, Friday. Immediately he worked 2 days. I was working from here. We made it happen. Now,
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So after that, he will give a short introduction, the relevance of this, all that. Then he will hand to me. I will say a few words. I'll give a very crisp interview on you, introduce on you and that, and Zul, and Yazdi, and then I hand to you. So whoever one of you start, 15, 20 minutes max. The other one again, 15 minutes, whatever time you have. We have to keep 1 hour maximum we have.
Yeah.
And then, that's it. And then there'll be some question and answer dialogue. That's it.
Good. We will be guided by you, Prof.
Yes. Let's not be too structured, because these guys are relaxed. I'm in the resort.
That is why I prefer Yazdi to do the presentation.
Okay.
Yeah,
as you wish.
Then
you
we can get the mood, and
Yes.
I will be sharing it, for my experience.
Okay. Can you hear me clearly, brother?
Yeah, I can hear you well. What about me? Can you hear me?
So now.
Yeah, very clear. And you both are audible for us, and it is very clear voice. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum. In this
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Together, Fazil, brother Fazil.
Yes.
Thank you. I was telling Zul, in 48 hours we did this. Decision was Thursday night, Friday. And he was working day in and out. If brother Fazil not there, I will not be able to make it.
Okay,
I could imagine that. I could imagine that. A young man like him, very dashing.
Yes, mashallah, future vice chancellor. I see his potential.
Yeah. He is the driving force behind us. And actually, when Professor Naqi Azam visited Southeastern University, and then our Vice Chancellor, Professor Ramiz, instructed me to continue the connection with the professor and do something for particularly to Southeastern University academics and students and the society as well. So in that case, just we are initiating this program, we will try to do some more to Sri Lanka society.
Sure. We are very fortunate. In fact, I consider this as Shawwal, barakah.
MashaAllah. Yeah, great.
So it is not easy to have an opportunity for this kind of international setting.
Right. Yeah.
I'm grateful to Professor Naqi, and of course, I'm very much honored to be given this opportunity by Professor Fazil.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
And our another resource person, Jahangir Yasti. So you are welcome, sir. Yes. Assalamu alaikum. And you are muted, sir. Unmute and you can talk. Right.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, you are very clear. You are audible for us.
Thank you to our brother Naqi yourself for organizing this at short notice. We are looking forward to being with all of you.
MashaAllah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and we will.
Fazil,
yes,
brother Fazil is a very dynamic. I mean, it's my first experience. I did one small one in face-to-face in the University of Colombo for the management and all that, but faculty of management. But this one is just phenomenal. And he's saying we'll have a lot of. He's the Dean of the Arts and Sciences. So I think 7, 8 faculties.
We have 6 faculties only. Okay. This is one of the national universities and among 17 universities and higher educational institutions which are coming under our University Grants Commission. And it is located in the eastern coastal part of Sri Lanka. Predominantly, there we are living together. These all three communities who are living in Sri Lanka, Muslims, Tamils, and Sinhalese living together, and even Christians. We are living together in this area. And this university established in 1995, and still we are growing. And through this international collaboration and work, particularly we can provide the knowledge sharing. And today world basically facing challenges regarding the soft skills, particularly in post-COVID-19. So when we do these collaborative activities, this will benefit to this university community and the general society of Sri Lanka. So that is why my Vice Chancellor always guiding us and instructing us to do this kind of the works with the collaboration of international experts in their field. And today we are really, alhamdulillah, we are fortunate to get you all together in this occasion. And we will start our program. I think we need to wait until 25 more minutes. We will start at 10:30 Sri Lankan time. So now, perfect. And
it's good to know each other. I think this is also very important part.
Yes.
The other thing, and then I will run the program with you, the series of email. I think as a timekeeper, of course, I will take care, and Brother Fazil, because you have done all the big coordination, so you can signal us how we are doing on time. We will keep it brief because Yazdi and Zol and myself have done a few international in Pakistan, in Cambodia, Philippines. We do quite a few things in Thailand together. So we have an idea how to adjust very quickly. So, but you have to give signal the Sri Lankan nuances. So that's one. And we are multicultural. We will adjust very quickly. Okay. Number one. Number two, what I'm very happy about is, of course, this can be done with such a short notice, but you were able to get permission to get, it's the first one I'm doing where public-private Academy of, I don't know, he'll be joining shortly in Shah, on board on a public university with a private input of this college. So tell us what happened. How did you get the permission?
Yes, actually, in our university system, our top of the institution is Vice Chancellor. So to do all these things, I should get permission directly from Vice Chancellor. And I'm very with a free mind. I'm working with our Vice Chancellor each and every step. First of all, Vice Chancellor, send me Professor Naqi Azam to my office and requested me to discuss and design some program for the betterment of university and the Sri Lanka society. So then we discussed, and I sent off Professor Naqi. After a while, he connected to you in Malaysia, these prominent people in leadership and soft skills. And after the connection, and he sent me your details and requested me to conduct this program. Thereafter, because of the busy schedule, I couldn't do much more work. Anyhow, I shared all information with my Vice Chancellor and asked him to give the permission to do it. And thereafter, he gave me the permission to provide organize this forum, particularly with these international scholars. And thereafter, we think, this world today very clearly connect with public and private public-private partnership. So now in this university, some faculties, particularly engineering, science, management, and technology, they developed their internship and industrial training for their students. So in that case, Professor Naqi advised me, how can we connect this particular program? Because, these prominent scholars, including Professor Naqi, they will provide the knowledge and some experience, practical experience. But when we join with other private partner in this program, that is why we have included, and Professor Naqi suggested to concentrate of Pebbles Academy and Mr. Insaf Sarifdeen, that who is the CEO of that particular academy. And I had a discussion with them, and Insaf also very interesting to discuss something regarding his organization and how they can support for our internship or industrial training. You know, this is all over the world. University students are now getting this kind of the training, and then that will provide them a platform for job opportunity for them. So that is why, in that case, we had a chance to join this Pebbles Academy as a partner organization to continue this program. And through his brief introduction, he will provide knowledge to our participants regarding his organization and industrial or internship training opportunity for our students in the future. So in that case, we are now jointly doing this program with the collaboration of international scholars and the local and the practitioners of Pebbles Academy who are in the field. So that is the way up, even almost all steps. For an example, to join this Mr. Insaf also, and personally got the permission in writing from our Vice Chancellor. I sent him the WhatsApp message that if we do this collaboration like this, it will more effective when we provide the knowledge through our experts, and we can disseminate the knowledge to our participants through the practical experience in people from this private industrial or the private institution. That is why we have included Mr. Insaf also in this forum today. I think Professor Naqi expected this much of information, or I don't know, I'm talking too much, I feel.
No, perfect.
Okay.
We're killing time also. And plus we're getting warmed up. On my right and on my left, you're two wonderful youngsters. This is Suhair, because Yazdi hasn't met. Zula introduced. You know, brother. Yeah.
Walaikum Assalam. How are you, brother?
He drove me to his office 5 hours from here. The first time I met Brother Fazil, his Vice Chancellor. And Suhair, the connection is Suhair's uncle, he passed away, Fazil. His name was Fazil also. His daughter is Fazila. So he worked, when I was in Citibank, he worked for me for about 12 years.
Wow.
So I had that connection, that trust. So he is the one who said, I couldn't do it. I'm sitting in my resort in Mount Lavinia with all these beautiful weather. So Suhair is an engineer and he's a construction entrepreneur. And his uncle is a member of parliament, a former minister. Okay, his name is Ataullah. I will be meeting him in a day or two to discuss options. Brother Fazil, I will brief you on that later, because we were thinking together with you and how we can make it happen with Brother Yazdi and Brother Zul. We also interested in setting up an institute of cultural studies, something. I don't know yet. I'm not clear. We will see how the response comes. On my left is a lady called Lubna Khan. She's originally from Pakistan, but she does a lot of work. And she's my makeup artist and my dress code. And she made that picture she took. And she's a very close friend of Suhair. Suhair has offered her to move to Sri Lanka. And he'll find her a suitable partner to get married, because she'll be successful. She is a social media influencer. She has around 70,000 followers.
Oh.
And her target is 1 million.
10 million.
Oh, so here is making it is the promoter. So he said, I will make it 10 million, give me a little time. But her target is 1 million. I say, you make 250,000, make me your partner.
Very good.
So she's good. I will send you the link. You can see that she's really into promoting. She's promoting Sri Lanka. In the last 3 days, we had like 20,000 new Sri Lankan followers. All the sites, so we're taking her, shooting, blah, 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 blah. And tomorrow she has a formal TV interview. So, but she's my assistant. In Pakistan, I have here, mashallah, in Cambodia. So I love to work with beautiful people. So there you are.
Great.
Very
Great.
good.
Very good. Yeah. Excellent.
So we're waiting for Inshaf, and what next?
Yeah, and I already informed him and sent the link, and I had a discussion with him regarding our previous,
Yes.
what you advised, and
Yes.
just very clearly explained to him.
Yes.
So he will join with us.
Yeah.
I think.
Now, Yazdi and Brother Zul, anything particular that he will do, the Dean chairperson will do the startup, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So,
Okay.
and then I will put the agenda, the objective, and then we start. Then one, the two of you decide as you wish. Not too structured, not too harsh. You just go with the flow. And then the question answer will be important. I think Zul is very interested in getting question answers, and I'm here with industry people who are available.
And
To me, it is also a learning opportunity.
Right.
Even though I'm more senior in age than the young people, Suhail and Lubna, and also the rest of the participant. Yeah? The fresh ideas and dynamic thoughts of the young people, will make us get more encouraged, looking forward, for this collaboration. Yazdi, you may like to say a few words.
Thank you, everyone. Nice to meet all and see smiling faces in difficult times. I hope the volume is okay, Naqi.
Yeah. Very clear. Very clear.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you. So, Professor Mansoor, if you just a little curiosity, maybe I missed it. I see a lot of names here. Well, not names, not of numbers. SEU, IS 21.
Yeah, because of the students, I can ask them. And dear
No, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
So
this is the students' number they registered through our career guidance unit. One important aspect I can tell you now, this Southeastern University established a career guidance unit, and this unit is working hard to improve the kind of the skills of our students. Particularly, so that career guidance unit also provided or extended their fullest support. Mr. Yas, the career counselor of this university, and that particular career guidance units, and he extended fullest support to establish this program and to register students. And I took the part of the informing to our staff. They will also join hopefully on time. And our students here, because of the students, they are with numbers. This time we are working this issue, the participant limitation, we can accommodate about 300 this time. And, we already registered about 200 students. And in the I hopefully they will join all. And in the future, in the future, we can when we do some other programs with planning in the future, and we can extend the number of participants also, which is necessary. We will think about it. And yes, you can go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so thank you. So we at least we have a better understanding that to me at the moment we have about 70 odd participants at the moment. We are ahead of time. And it would appear around 70-80% look to be students based on the SEU that
Yes.
So therefore the target audience is the younger dynamic people. And therefore maybe we will try to focus our comments and thoughts that can be of use to them. So that's a good thing. So these students could be from any of the year 1, year 2, year 3.
Yes, like that. Yeah.
And also multidisciplinary, all different.
Correct. Because they are from almost all 6 faculties, and Professor Naqi advised to take this kind of the multidisciplinary students for this. And I did publish our flyer through social media, but I didn't openly give them the link, because this is the first program. I don't know how many will join. So that is why I didn't give my full
Yes.
details of the link
Yes.
of Zoom.
Yes. Yes. No. Very good. Very
Let's
good.
see, and we can develop in future.
Yeah.
And I feel it is, this Professor Naqi came to Colombo University Management Fest, and our management faculty also, they need much more support from people like you, because when we talk about it, almost all faculties. I'm from Faculty of Arts and Culture, but other faculties, particularly the Faculty of Management and Commerce, they well established in this university. They have a much more people with foreign exposure, and they are providing MBA program for a coursework and with research work for a long period of time in this university. So they well established, and in the future, we need to do some collaborative works with that particular faculty, because Professor Naqi already visited them, and they are also thinking, my colleagues, they are very clever, and they will do some more works in the future. They will connect with you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that.
On a short and just a sequel to what Brother Fazil said, Dean Fazil said. When I went there, it's cold. I mean, I just went for a drive with Suhaib. And then I met the first one, it was the strike that day. This is about a month back, 5 weeks back. Then they said, it was so interesting. They said, I met the lady there and a gentleman who's marketing, head at marketing. The marketing, I said, looks like you have come to look for a job. I smiled away. What is your objective? They were lost, So I said, no, I've come here to help you. Whatever, being Islamic University, 51% Muslims here, I feel very proud. And there's a lot of Buddhists and Hindus and other minorities. And I feel we are also very open-minded and multicultural and diverse. So that's how it began. Then I went straight to the Vice Chancellor. And the Vice Chancellor sent me to Fazil. And Fazil moved like lightning.
Thank you. Dean Fazil,
yes.
Slightly difficult question, so forgive me.
Okay.
Since we have a lot of students here with a career focus, what, in your understanding, would be some of the main challenges the students are facing in terms of career? What could be their top 3 concerns, challenges?
Yes, when we talk about what are the challenges they are facing, and when we these World Bank and other institutions, international institutions and local institutions did some studies relevant to this, and they found mostly the Sri Lankan students are lacking the soft skills. They are lacking skills. That is the basic reason they are facing main challenge to get into proper job opportunity. Other things, according to my understanding, so we need to develop these kind of the soft skills. So that is why the science or the STEM-based science, technology, and kind of engineering-based students, already they have adapted to this internship and industrial training. But for social sciences and humanities students, particularly from arts and culture, and we have a separate one and only faculty in our university, the faculty called Islamic Studies and Arabic Language. That is one and only faculty in Sri Lanka that provided the opportunity to pursue their study of students, the mostly who are studying in Islamic madrasas, and they get into the university through the proper system of advanced, ordinary level and advanced level. They are coming into the university through the proper channel of UGC. However, to provide opportunity for them in this country, we are very happy with our government that they provided opportunity for our students. What I'm trying to tell here, for these humanities and social sciences students, they are mostly learning a subject relevant to the title of the humanities and social sciences. So when they go for job opportunity, they are facing challenges. So that is why to mitigate those challenges, our government introducing different things that they provided opportunity us to introduce BA in ICT like that. IT we are providing, and TESOL course, English language teaching of education like that. And we introduced that specialization course for our students. So through that, and at the same time, our Colombo University and other metropolitan universities are properly providing knowledge of English to their students. And we also got the permission from the UGC and guidance from UGC and our university system. We adapt to provide the knowledge for the almost entire faculty student. And through, we have a arts faculty have a department of English language teaching. Through that department, we are providing English knowledge to each and every students in almost all faculties, across the faculties in our university. So through that, we are thinking to promote the challenges our students are facing, particularly skills or soft skills. So we are going to provide this kind of the opportunity. So, and mostly our students, you know, they need to know about these using this kind of the devices that, and the familiarize with the computer, familiarize with the other devices utilization and English language, and they need this you know, team work skill and the competence, the support, and you know, communication skills. If they have those skills, when they participate in interview, they can you know, see their fluency on those skills well, and then they can get a job opportunity. Now I think we are approaching time, and our participants now you know, rapidly increasing so far. It is about 140 like that. I hope it will increase with. Yes, yes, yes,
Sorry,
yes,
sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I know we're killing time.
No.
I just got a message. Our Vice Chancellor in Karachi is on board. He's attending also. I
Yeah.
would like to welcome him, Dr. Afzal Haq. He is surprised. He is informing me, sitting in Karachi, we have 128. I don't like to look at the numbers because my focus is on the topic. So I don't want to get diverted with seeing so many numbers. I get excited. So he told me 128 at 10:27. So my God, you have made magic. I never had. Last time we do in Malaysia, I asked Zul, get more audience. Yazdi, get more audience. So this is phenomenal. Brother, salute to you.
Yeah, mashallah. Join பண்ணலாம் ஒரு தரம் உங்களை காட்டுறதுக்கு பாருங்க.
So guys, we're going to make this exciting, huh? Audience, are there faculty members from your institute? Mute, he's muted. So Yazdi, what we'll do is Zul and Yazdi will just go around, starting in 3 minutes now.
Yeah, but this I did call to my Vice Chancellor because our Vice Chancellor from Pakistan already staying with us. So I did call to my Vice Chancellor. He's in on another program. So when he get a chance, he will join with us. So we are now approaching our time.
You are the boss.
Yeah, only 2 more minutes.
Lead the way. We follow.
Okay. So it is now about 200 students already joined. Yeah, already joined. Not the students, participants, and including the staff.
Mashallah. 200.
Yeah.
You are magic, man.
Oh, and because of the setup of our career guidance unit and their support for us, and so
there will be management students in business.
Yes, definitely. And here, you know, the personally also I send the staff. You can find some staff also in our participants already joined our academic staff from our university. Yeah. Then now, yeah, 1 more minute, then we will kickstart our program in this very good morning for us.
Yazdi, why are you yawning?
No, that was not a yawn. That's the way I think.
Fazil, we're very informal. They're like buddies. We're all buddies.
Yes.
And by the way, last point for me. Fazil is a graduate of University of Malaya, PhD in political science.
Yes. Actually, I did my PhD under Professor Torrance Commerce, you know, very prominent personality in political economics, and he's an expert. Political economy, yeah. Then he worked for the dean, and I think he is a period of his retirement right now. just he got retirement. And I got, when I learned, and he very nicely told me regarding the, the contribution to existing theory. And this is the time to start 10:30. And very good morning, everyone who are joining with us today. And thank you, God. It is a very good initiative to collaborative work with international expert. I think, our Vice Chancellor, Southeastern University Vice Chancellor, Professor Abubakar Ramiz, advised me to jointly work with Professor Naqi Azam, now who is working for senior advisor to the university and Vice Chancellor of Dar Shafa University, Pakistan, and a very prominent scholar in the world and Harvardian, and gain the knowledge from United States and spreading those knowledges to our region and all over the world today. Thank you very much for providing your full support, Professor Naqi Azam, our moderator in this program. And with that, today in 21st century, and the mostly world are concentrating on the developing of career trends and the leadership skills. Particularly, we can talk about the soft skill necessary for students and academics to meet world challenges. And when we talk about the students are facing challenges, in lacking kind of soft skills. So this program also basically considering through the support of our career guidance unit of Southeastern University. Mr. Iyaz, the career counselor, provided full support and the cooperation to conduct this program today. In that case, our students need kind of the skills, particularly in post-pandemic era. The youth and the youngs are facing challenges to get the career, and they need, if they want to get a very sound career, they need leadership skill. So relevantly, with prominent scholars, international scholars, our speaker, Dr. Zulkifli Bahram, Professor of Management, and he's an expert and a senior personality in human resource corporate executive, founder Sachtra Leadership Initiative, and he is one of the speaker going to provide or the sharing his knowledge with our students. Another speaker that Jahangir Yasti, brother, human resource analytics and founder Sachtra Leadership Initiative. So they are working internationally to promote kind of soft skill and leadership skill. So they will share their thoughts and experience in this field. And particularly with the discussion and permission of Vice Chancellor, and Professor Naqi advised me to make this program more practical. So for that, we identified in Sri Lanka Fables Academy, who are providing or imparting knowledge to students in skill-based, particularly quantity surveying and other relevant skills to students. So in that case, CEO of Fables Academy, Mr. Inzaf M. Sarifdeen, also joining with us, a brief speaker in this program, because he will share with the experience of his organization and how our student community can get opportunity to participate in the future industrial and internship program and under their organization. So because of those intention, and now we are starting this very important program called Career Trends and Leadership. And now I'm formally moving towards and providing this program to moderator, Professor Naqi Azam, and the person who is voluntarily supporting to this Southeastern University to expand the knowledge of students and staff. And first of all, I welcome all participants and our guest speakers and moderator. So now this is over to you, our moderator, Professor Naqi Azam. Please continue, sir.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Namaste, Namaskar, and good morning. The reason I did that, I have a very multicultural background. You will feel in our presentation by Yazdi. Yazdi comes from a very very rich background, the Persian Empire. He is a Parsi and all that. Brother Zul has very big lineage with the Malay culture. So there is a cultural aspect to this. We are not going to do like the Western people do. We will make it very culturally sensitive to your requirements. Having said that, I will pass it on to them. Our objective is only two. The first objective is to create awareness of what your requirements are for soft skills, technology, and the use of language, which of course today it's English, tomorrow it can be Chinese, it could be Malay, it could be Sinhalese, it could be Urdu, it could be Suheli. So how you can maneuver in this way for career as well as play a leadership role. So with that, I would introduce, who's going first, Yazdi or Zul?
Yazdi.
Okay. Brother Yazdi, I give you a minute to introduce. Yazdi is a very senior banker, retired like me also from banking, and he's been academia, and he is a thought leader, critical thinking, and has done a lot of work in Sejatra leadership, career guidance as well. When Brother Zul comes, we will introduce him. Yazdi, it's yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning to everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to be with you. Very exciting to hear that a lot of people today in this session are young people looking forward to a career. Actually, I consider yourselves to be very, very lucky because going into the world of career today, you have more choices than we ever had when we ever started. In our days, it was just doctor, engineer, lawyer, all the boring stuff, and we didn't have that many choices. So maybe it was easier. We didn't have to think too much. But today, obviously, the world has changed much more. So you have significant amount of variety to choose from. Making sense of that variety and getting the best of the variety is obviously needs a little more thought. So moving forward, I just like to share with some of you just some observations that I have seen in different parts of the world. Some of this may be relevant to you, some of this may not be relevant to you because every country is different and has a specific issue, but I'm just sharing with you general trends that I've seen. And my primary objective of sharing what I'm sharing is to stimulate a bit of thought. I'm not sharing things that I would like you to agree or disagree, but more to look at it from a different perspective. So to start with, over the years, I've had opportunity, obviously, to mix with a lot of employers. And employers have a certain expectation from the people that are coming into the world of work. And as a trend, I have observed that there seems to be always a gap between what employers are seeking and what the employee or the young graduate or diploma holder or professional is bringing to the world of work. And this gap means that the starting point for a young employee becomes maybe not as smooth as they would have liked to. So if this gap can be narrowed, the starting position could be easier for the young graduates or employees who are coming in. But what I'm observing, and I'm not sure very why, instead of this gap narrowing between expectations of employers and employees, the gap seems to be widening. Now, some of you may agree, disagree, I really don't know. So as long as there's a gap, there's going to be a fundamental issue. And to some extent, that gap can only be solved by educational institutions, professional bodies, professional institutes, to severely relook at the ways, the methods, the curriculums that we are sharing with our students, and really seeing are we really preparing them for the world of work. So that is a thought that both sides need to look at, educators and students. So this is a challenge. Second part is, again, with respect, when people like Professor Naqi Azam, myself started, we were living in a day of luxury where we could normally join a company and last there 20 years, 15 years, 30 years. Definitely in my father's time, you joined a company and you retired there 35 years later. But I can sure our Professor Naqi, Dr. Zul will all agree that we have already been, each one of us have had 3 or 4 career changes in our own careers. Somebody's got their mic on. Okay.
There is
Can
some
you hear me?
background noise.
Yeah, there's background. Okay. So it's SEU number 21017. Your mic, if you could
Hello,
switch on, please.
excuse me, some participants, please, mute.
Yeah, it's number 21/AL/017. Okay. Can the others hear me? Professor
Yes, yes,
Naqi, can I? Yes.
yes, continue. I will sort out it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the point I wanted to make was, in our days, we were prepared for career in 2 or 3 phases of career. But now the challenge, my friends, is for many of us, the career could only be 3 to 5 years, 3 to 5 year points. So what you really need now is some form of a career strategy that in your next 30 years moving forward, you may change job multiple times, technologies may change, environment may change. So you have to start thinking in terms of a career strategy, not only what career am I in. Now,
Yeah.
Professor Naqi, you please guide me on the time.
Excuse me.
Yes, yes, I'm looking. You're okay. Go ahead. You got good 10 minutes.
Okay. So in wanting to have a career strategy, what I really mean is that you are required to sell your services in the marketplace over a period of time. So instead of thinking ahead as a career, you may want to or wish to think of it.
Excuse me. Some of our participants, you please, mute. Please mute your things. Otherwise we can't continue the program.
Yeah, I think we are better now. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So, so what I was trying to say, friends, is that we can't just be thinking of a career. We should be thinking of a career strategy. How will we be selling our services to multiple employers over a 20, 30-year period time? Now, to be having a strategy, we need to have an entrepreneurial mindset. We cannot have a career employee mindset. Why? Because we will have to consistently see how we can bring our services to the marketplace. Demand will be changing. How will we predict the future demand for our services? How will we fulfill that demand? So instead of thinking too much as a career, we should be thinking on how to build entrepreneurial skills. And that's where what our Dean Fazila earlier said, we need to relook at our leadership skills. So maybe later, the second half of this session, we will be talking a little bit more about leadership. Maybe at that point, Dr. Zul, myself can talk a little bit more about the entrepreneurial part. But definitely, what are some of the things that we need as an entrepreneur? Of course, everyone will have their own list. But there are certain things that came to mind when I was thinking about it. One is we need to be very agile. Our ability to continually learn. A third skill, I think, which is very, very critical, if you look at any successful person, is their ability to fail and to learn from failure. In fact, these people never contextualize failure as failure. They always contextualize failure as a path to learning. Now, regrettably, what I've seen in many Asian societies, learning is culturally not acceptable. Learning is considered a taboo. Learning is considered a social failure. And therefore, our ability to learn and grow sometimes gets affected. So I think it is very important to expose ourselves individually and collectively to fail. If we have never faced failure, the impact of our learning will significantly be affected. How can educational institutions institutionalize the concept of failure in our students? Because this is a very unique thought. Because the minute I bring failure to you, it's I've not paid to learn how to fail. I only want to pay to learn to succeed, but it's only the opposite side of the coin. Networking becomes a very critical a skill again. How to consistently overcome and maintain resources when obstacles will come our way. How do we inculcate discipline in our lives? Because without discipline, focus, concentration, many of the things we would like to achieve, who and which academia is teaching all these? That's also a question that needs to be raised. Now, of course, we know technology is impeding and coming into many aspects of our lives. There's no way we can escape it. Instead of wanting to hide behind technology, we should learn how to humanize technology. We should not become slaves of technology, but how do we use that tool to make us more human and more impactful? So these are some thoughts that are I would like to share with you. In that context, I would also like you to reflect. Many of our societies, many of our cultures have very deep indigenous local knowledge. Somehow in our desire for knowledge and education, we have adopted a great many things from Anglo-Saxon societies, and we have forgotten many of the core unique skills that Asian societies teach. And I think that is a loss to the future of what we are trying to do. The third point, and I'll close with that, many of our educational institutes are still focusing on disciplinary approach, law, physics, maths, etc. But today the world is moving more towards a multidisciplinary degree. We need people who are exposed to multiple disciplines. Even if you look at some of the leading universities in the world, you may be studying physics. I have a son of a friend who is studying physics at a leading university in the US. A core subject that he is studying along with physics is Tibetan culture and Tibetan studies. Now you will say, what is the connection? But it's there. So I really believe universities, how they are designing curriculum, etc., needs to be relooked at. Dr. Zulme also, we have a colleague there, not far from where you are staying, in the south of India. He's working on a multiversity approach. So that is trying to create a structural difference in the way we look at our futures and careers. So I've very quickly given you some thoughts on what I'm thinking of what careers could be, should be. It's very challenging. It's like going to a 5-star hotel for a buffet and they have 100 dishes out there. I was told by some of my friends, Yazdi, you must have a strategy when you go to a buffet table. If you eat too much rice, you will fill yourself with rice and you may not have the choice of the lobster and the great seafood. So you must know how to mix and match the food so you get the best nutrition and best value for the money you have invested in the buffet. So like that for career, we have so much on offer, guys, so much on offer, but you got to know when you go for that buffet table, how you're going to maximize and get the best out of it. So Jiza, that's some initial thoughts. Thank you for that. I hand you back over to Professor Naqi and let's take it from there.
Thank you, Brother Yazdi. You have really put the framework. I know in such a 15 minutes, it's a challenge. However, I think I have taken 3 key takeaways. I will go in reverse order. There are lots of it, but the key ones. First one, he talked about is a very practical example. Careers in the future are going to be treated like a buffet, value for money, number one. Number two, he spoke of all the different skills: agility, networking, discipline, humanizing technology. These are the mix and match of that buffet. And last of all, he talked very well put, the gap. My dear students and faculty, because young faculty is also on their way on a career path, very important to study this gap and review this gap regularly. If you see, you will find opportunities inside this gap. Then you will look at your personality, your strengths and weaknesses, do your own SWOT analysis, strength, weaknesses, opportunities analysis, and find that gap where you want to pinpoint. It can change. You might fail, but failure is one step towards success. These are the 3 takeaways. With that, I would like to hand over to Brother Zul. Brother Zul is alma mater from the Asian Institute of Management. He did the Masters in Management program, full scholarship by the government of Malaysia. AIM was set up by the Harvard Business School, which is one of the top business institutions in the world. I also studied there, but I did the 2-year MBM, Master of Business Management program. And then I joined Citibank, blah, blah, blah. So Brother Zul is also what it was love at first sight. Now I can see all the girls smiling and shying. It was love at first sight because he was the founder, he is the founder, together with Yazdi as the co-founder of Sejatra Leadership Initiative. And I was so fascinated with that, I joined their group. And I'm today an honorable member of their group. With that, I hand over to Brother Zul.
Thank you very much. At the offset, I would like to again thanks Professor Fadil for giving us this opportunity, really golden opportunity, to meet the young people of Sri Lanka, the future of Sri Lanka. They are going to be the leaders of Sri Lanka. So I'm fortunate to be associated with them. Of course, I cannot ignore the importance of Professor Naqi Azam, who built the bridge. So with this, we are now walking through the bridge, in reaching out to Sri Lanka. You just imagine, it is the bridge been built by Pakistan from Malaysia to Sri Lanka, and here we are enjoying the benefit of that bridge with the support of the Vice Chancellor of Southeastern University, and also with the dynamic push by Professor Fadil. Since Professor Naqi has already mentioned about Asian Institute of Management, so I might as well start by quoting, great words from our late Dean and President of Asian Institute of Management. His name was Professor Gabi Mendoza. So I think, Naqi, you can still remember Gabi. So until now, after I have gone through, I graduated from AIM in 1989, but the important word that he mentioned to me will always, been built as my DNA. So let me quote and share with you. He said, if you don't have ideas, read. If you have ideas, but you can't articulate them, write. Because AIM, as you know, like Harvard, you must talk. In the class of 1 hour, 20 minutes, you must get yourself to talk. If you fail to talk for 3 classes, the dean will call you and I said, what's wrong with you?
In the bathroom, in the site, extra
Okay, then the last point that you mentioned, if you have ideas and have the clarity to execute,
MIT 159, please mute your mic. Yeah. Yeah, MIT student. Yeah, right. Okay, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
so this, I repeat, if you don't have ideas, read. If you have ideas, but you can articulate them, write. If you have ideas and have the clarity to execute, build. This relates to what Professor Naqi has done. He built a bridge for us, and here we are enjoying it. Now, Yazdi has given you the framework. I will add value by sharing the little experience that I have, about half a century of corporate experience. So, dear student, if you have ever applied for a job, or you are going to apply for a job anyway, that upon getting good grades from this university, you have probably heard the interview say, I was many times been an interviewer. So this is what we normally say. I mean, by training, we said, now that you have told me all your good points, in the interview, the applicant will tell you all his good points, Why don't you tell me your 3 biggest faults? Yeah, he did mention just now about failures. This will automatically make some of the applicants off tangent because they wanted to share all their good points. And when we asked about what's your fault, 3 biggest faults, they kept quiet for 2 or 3 minutes and trying to recollect what can they say. So from my experience, I heard this happening. Because it is a very classic trick question for human resource professional. It is not so familiar, in fact, that even marginal clever applicants have a trick to answer for it. So I believe Southeastern University are also teaching their student how to handle a tricky situation like this. This is what has happened. First, they say, I probably work too hard. Second, would say, I get very impatient when people mess up on the little details. Third, I take my job too seriously, and I can't tolerate people who don't. So obviously, these hard-charging applicants are twisting their flaws into asset. They don't give up, and hope the interviewer either won't notice that they are playing with words to get away with that tricky question, or the interviewer will agree. But I think there's something to begin by being a little more honest about your shortcomings. Nothing wrong to tell your shortcoming, because you are coming for work. Yadi is talking about the next 20 years, 30 years, But if you are coming into the job market for the first time, don't try to brag around to say that you're a Superman. I mean, just be honest, and tell what the shortcoming. If nothing else, you don't know, tell the interviewer that you don't know that particular, how to answer that particular question, and that you are looking for his suggestion to improve. So this is the hints that I've given to you, after going through this, because I work with multinational Japanese companies. I work with the oil and gas companies, national oil and gas company, Petronas in Malaysia. And after that, I joined Malaysia Airlines. I retired as the director of Malaysia Airline Academy. So all this process, we interviewed thousands and thousands of people, not only to become a good cabin crew, good pilot, but also for commercial manager, accountant, and so forth. Let me share with you, I'm not Superman or angel. I have shortcomings. So let me share with you. Here are my shortcomings and the ones that worry me. Normally, I got worried about this shortcoming, but my friend, professors, and my bosses said, no. You can always improve from that shortcoming. So what are my shortcomings? Number one, I am too time sensitive. That's why I can join Malaysia Airlines. If you want to get on board 11:30 flight, you got to be at the airport, 2 hours before that. Now, with all this security clearance, probably 3 hours. So you got to be early for that. Number two, I ruthlessly separate my personal life from my business life. So that you don't entangle your family, your personal matter with your business activities. Number three, I got to be honest, I'm not a detail-oriented. Yazdi is very detail-oriented. That's why I had to start with this framework. Yazdi, you better start first, because I might not be able to describe things that it just take about 50 minutes to tell the whole structure of our deliberation today. Number four, why I moved from one company to another, from good national company, airline, Japanese company, because I asked for much money. Naqi understand that, because he worked with Citibank. We are the manufacturer of money. Yazdi, will not agree with that, because as a Sejahtera leadership dimension, we should not talk about money. But I think for the student here, you got to consider that, because the more money you have, the more things that you can do. You can help your family, you can help your community, you can help your country. Number five, I have no willpower around food. Yazdi knows that. Naqi knows that. Anywhere that I go, so long the food is halal, I'll be eating the most than two of my great friends. So yeah, sometimes when I talk this to the employer, they laugh. Yeah. We have a lot of networking, tea reception, dinner reception. So we need people like you, who can make our guests to enjoy the food. So, dear students, and also the young lecturers here, the fact that I'm trying to say is that the most important push to an organization is to get yourself admitted, enrolled, or employed by that company. Once you are there, then you can, you study the culture, you study the politics. I think you can learn that from Professor Fazil. No, politics is not only in political parties. In the office, you have also politics. But if you don't have that that knowledge, in spite of being very competent, Yazdi said you must be an effective lawyer. You must be an articulate accountant, all those kind of stuff. But if you do not know the fundamental of office politics, you are gone. no matter how smart you are. So since you are still in college and having your dean always a professor in political science and political economy, you better learn a lot of things about him, because that is how we can get to know the community, you know. Even in our Sejahtera leadership, we are telling them that in order for you to know the culture and the leadership of an organization, first and foremost, you have got to create self-leadership. So because this self-leadership, as what I've explained to you in my little preamble just now, that is meant to prepare you to move on forward. So let me just stop at that, Professor Naqi.
Yes.
Otherwise,
Yes.
we'll get
we are doing super good on time, Brother Fazil, aren't we?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, no problem.
All right. So I have taken 3 key takeaways from Brother Zul's presentation. As I said, the topic is huge. And then when we do our trainings and all that, we really go into detail. Something very important, because I have experienced it, both of you also have experienced it. He mentioned in the language of professional language, it's called transferable skills. Zul gave an excellent example how his skills or whatever he learned, knowledge, attitude, and skills in Petronas, which is is it a petrochemical company?
Yes, yeah, that's right. Oil and gas.
All that. Now you must be thinking, from all that, he went to Malaysian Airlines. You know why he succeeded? Only because of 2 words. He developed transferable skills. Transferable skills means what you learn, the key things, which I will link to Yazdi as well. He mentioned agility. If you're agile, fast, if you're a thinker, good in network, good in service provider, immediately you will adjust in the new job. Very quickly, you will make an impact. So, dear participants, faculty, students, staff, whatever you do, even if you're existing inside your company, you have lateral movement, diagonal movement, vertical movement. To make that successful, you need transferable skills, meaning skills that can be transferred in any job or any work or any career. Very important point. Second takeaway is what he talked about, self-leadership. The key determinant, the key factor in self-leadership, both of them talked, Yazdi as well as Zul, discipline. You cannot have self-leadership until you yourself are there. What does that mean in practical terms? Time management, good time management, thinking, willingness to make a change, willingness to transform. Once you start working on these, you will develop self-leadership. These are very few points. I can talk for hours on leadership, but this is what Brother Zul's key point. And the third one, he very nicely put it. Whatever you do, we sit in our chair, we are comfortable in our job. So we have learned something in college, university, come here to a job, to an industry. Then we say, okay, I'm getting 50,000 rupees. I'm so happy. You've learned something and sitting on that chair. Within no time in today's world, because the world is moving so fast, it's volatile, VUCA, volatile, uncertainty, blah, blah, blah. So in that environment, and it's gonna get greater, you cannot sit on that chair for long. You need to unlearn. I am 67. Our senior, Zul should be a little bit older than me. Brother Yazdi is about roughly my age. We constantly read, attend seminars, constantly unlearn. What I learned 1980, doing my MBA in 1980, is not obsolete. The foundation was very strong, but the relevant things, the common things, you will use it. You will use it. So learn, unlearn. Today, we are relearning. because Brother Fazil has very nicely put it about the audience. So I will address at the end the audience. I exactly know what their needs are, and you will throw questions. So with that, 3 takeaways from Yazdi, 3 takeaways from Brother Zul. I pass it to our brother Dean Fazil for question and answer. And guys,
can I ask you, Professor Naqi and our other guest speaker, Mr. Insaf also available. Shall we allow him to talk?
Yeah, we can give him a few minutes because I don't see him.
Brother Insaf, you can turn on your microphone and video, and then you can start. Okay, go ahead. He's Mr. Insaf and Sarifuddin, Chief Executive Officer of Pebbles Academy, and he will provide the knowledge about his organization and the opportunity for our students for internship and industrial training in the future. Go ahead.
Good morning, and may peace be upon you all. What a great privilege to have such a resourceful and genius minds of Professor Naqi, Dr. Zul, and Dr. Yazi, along with Professor of our university. Thank you very much for this great opportunity. And I'm going to be very short because understanding the time, and I'm going to just quickly go through a small case study of my own experience of having the organization and connecting to an important point Dr. Yazi talked about the failure. Now, this year in particularly, we have recruited around 12 teachers to our school. Out of those 12, we had about 60 candidates applied for that job. And we have seen, we have had graduates, we have had high national diploma in English holders, and with some other qualifications. But when we, from the experience that we got, from the interviews that we got, the successful people, those who got selected, if you just look at the difference between those who got selected and those who are not selected, it's not actually the qualification, it's not the papers. It is actually their skills, the soft skills, which is what we are talking about, maybe the leadership, the communication skills. And Professor Naqi rightly mentioned about the transferable skills. Now, it could be your personality, it could be your communication skills, it could be your IT skills, all comes together, and along with your confidence, which actually push you a step further from other people where you become really successful. Now, I'm going to bring this a little bit under connecting to the context of Sri Lanka, and even more to the context of Southeastern University, where I had a couple of opportunities to visit the university for a couple of guest lectures on the topic of entrepreneurial development. Now, according to my understanding, what I have found out in the context of let's say Eastern Province, or let's put it more specific on Southeastern University of Sri Lanka, where there are such a talented students are out there, with the great resources are out there in the university, and such talented university students are out there. The space and the gap between the leadership skills and their qualifications is where they are struggling. And in addition to that, just remember, the successful people, it's an addiction. Success is an addiction. How are they becoming so addicted to success? Is by becoming so confident at doing something. Now, what I also noticed about Dr. Yazi talking about the failure. Now, I'm going to connect this. Now, there is a fear of failure. Let's say people are really reluctant to start something because they feel that they start, what if they fail? So they don't start at all. There is another failure which is almost rooted deep into our culture. It's called the fear of looking foolish, where people feel like, let's say, I'm going to start something, I worry about failure, but also I worry about looking foolish. So what if I make a mistake? What if I do something wrong? What would other people think? Now, this is a huge fear that is actually influenced deeply rooted into our culture, where many of talented people do not start. They have lots of ideas, but they don't start. Because even their peers does not encourage them to go and start, and they really feel that their efforts may fail at some point, so they don't start at all. But I do believe that the university has a pool of talented people where they can come out and start new businesses, new ideas. They have lots of ideas. They can create employment. They can create opportunity. They can help the economy to grow. We are in the recovery stages of our country, and I hope this session will give us some sort of foundation for us to take some ideas and lift our confidence and come out with some brave initiatives which can help us as well as the country. And thank you very much for the opportunity. And just finally, I'm just telling you, there is no such, I don't believe in unemployment in the world, because there are always employments out there in the country and around the world. It's you who's creating the concept of unemployment. Still, I believe in Sri Lanka, there are so many opportunities out there. It's just a matter of whether we are ready for that standard. So we just have to lift our standards and be ready. Thank you very much, and thank you for the short time. Good luck.
Excellent. Thank you, Shaf. I'm so happy to see you on the screen. We were looking for you because I could not get all these things. Thank you. Very well. One very important takeaway from Brother Inshaf. Because he's a practicing entrepreneur and successful, he has seen the graph never goes in a straight line, up and down. Failure, success, challenges, success. Thing to remember for faculty, for participants, the distance between fear and failure, if you draw a line, it is a continuum. It is not a straight line, it is a continuum. Continuum, C-O-N-T-I-N-U-U-U-M. And then we can have a session when we do our leadership training, we teach that fear factor, or not teach, we share our experience. So that's Inshaf, thank you. With fear, so that's the very thing. It is natural. To be fearful is natural. Okay? There is nothing wrong to be fear. And as Yazdi said, don't be shy of failure. You cannot appreciate success if you don't fall down, you will get up. Thank you. With that, question and answer.
Yes, my dear participants, you can ask any questions or comments on everything. Please go ahead, particularly question and answer. Dear participants, go ahead with your questions. Turn on your microphone and you can ask your question.
Don't be shy. Mm-hmm. Take advantage of 100 years plus experience here, more than 100 years experience.
So probably I just add on what Ishaf has said just now.
Yes.
Again, from the perspective of an interviewer, this experience I will never forget, because I was asked to lead a board of selection board to hire beautiful stewardess, but they must be talented and smart enough. Beautiful alone will not help our airline. So, the director of flight operation decided to empower, his duty to me. Since you can be a good hatchet man, we got 5,000 candidates coming for the interview, but we can only afford to take 300, for the training. And I I cannot say no because it's, even though we are of the same rank, but he has got the seniority. So what happened this way? During the interview, because they have got to go through the voice interview. You should walk like a model, all those kind of things cleared. Come to the selection board. Who should come in and who should give without. So as often the other my other 3 or 4 colleagues in the interview board will be asking some very nice, very entertaining question. So I'll be the last one, since I represent HR, to ask the question, and that is meant to ensure whether the candidate can be considered for training or not. So I ask very simple question. These beautiful girls come, sit down and could answer all questions that's been asked by the panel. When come to me, I just put a very simple question. Young girl, who prepared breakfast this morning? Where's he got angry. I mean, at home, of course, that I don't, that's, I should look at here. At home, who prepared breakfast for you? So she took it, as something which hurt her. Of course, my ama, ama is the domestic servant at home who prepared the food, because she probably came from a wealthy family. Preparing breakfast for the father, mother, for the brothers and sisters is low class job. So she got angry. Why this manager is asking me a stupid question like this? I repeat. I think that have you ever prepared breakfast for the family? No. My mother said that is the job of the ama or the servant, not that is not my duty. So she dared to ask me a question because she was so confident with the rest. All she could answer very well, and then she put it to me. Why is so important for you to ask whether I prepare breakfast or not for my family? Oh, she asked that question. So I smile and say, up there in the air, you are supposed to serve our customer. You got to prepare their breakfast, their lunch, their dinner, and normally they will ask for drinks after drinks. You must be patient. You must accept that. So that is one of the characteristic for being a good air stewardess or steward. So her face changed, and then of course my other colleague will know she's out of that. I give you another example. Similar question that happened. Oh, this young macho, very handsome-looking boy, all gung-ho for the job because he's already confident. The rest of the question, he could handle it just like that. So when I faced him, I said, "Oh, young man, you are very articulate. I like that. But I just have only one very simple question. What is that, sir? So because she is already up in the air, Have you ever cleaned your toilet, in school or at home? Oh, her face turned red, No? You mean in school, your teachers didn't ask you to clean the toilet? No, because we have our cleaner, we have our gardener. Or you got already angry with me. You mean, what about at home? No, at home, sometimes my mother, and most of the time our servant will be doing all that. Aha, I say. You have
Thank
any
you.
question to ask? She asked the question. This guy asked the question. So why is so important you ask this question of cleaning the toilet? This is not, I'm here been interviewed not as, as steward, not as a toilet cleaner. As a young man, you should have read the job description of, of air steward up there in the air. You got to clear all the rubbish, all the dirt in the toilet. And if you take the harsh charter flight, it's even worse because some of the oldies from the village, from the province, they have not experienced traveling from Kuala Lumpur to Jeddah by air, And when the flight, turbulent, they got rattled, they would run to the toilet and vomit, So you got to clean that. If you don't clean, they're going to be problem. Other passengers will complain. It's so dirty the toilet. So that is the reason why I asked you this question. If you want to work as a stewardess, as a steward, you must be prepared to clean the toilet. And you to start with at home and in school, in college. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's a wonderful explanation. Can we have some questions from the audience? Because then we will say, we don't have to worry about cleaning toilet. I clean my own toilet till today, even as an executive. There is no shame in it. So I will tell you that there is the first question coming.
Yeah, please ask any questions. Yeah. My dear participants, a question you can ask in any language. I'll translate them.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
no problem.
Yeah,
No
go
problem.
ahead with your questions. Even you can write also in chat box, so I can read it out them and they will answer for those questions.
Yeah.
And
my suggestion for the format, Brother Fazil, read 3 questions and then we will address it. So that we don't have to go one by one, we lose more time. 3 questions, we put it in. Thank you.
Please, any questions? Because it is more in the starting point with the support of our moderator and our first speaker, Jahangir Yasti, provide us, right? Okay, there's a question.
Yes, our leaders born and made. Guys, keep that in mind. Next question.
Yeah.
There's one question coming. Our leaders. The question is, myself in IT world, because of there's a plenty of opportunities. Okay, linking technology with career management, our topic. Excellent question. Third question. Faculty. I want the young faculty. When I met your vice chancellor, he wants to, focus on the young faculty to take some risk, be fearless.
So one more question. So then they will answer for all three questions initially. Then we will see. Yeah, two questions we have. Please, write.
Yes.
Yeah, one
what
more.
Are the differences, leadership and management practically? Excellent question.
Yes,
Manager versus leader. Thank you. Who wants to take the first question? Whichever, choose, guys, and I can handle the 3.
Yasri.
Okay. Yasri.
This first one is regarding the IT part. How is it? Am I right in the chat?
But you can take any. Yasri, you can take any, whichever you feel comfortable.
Okay, let me take the second one.
Okay.
Are leaders born or made? You can read literature and literature till I really don't know. My personal view is, because I've been in the field of, and even Dr. Zul in the field of human development, I think every human being is nothing but potential. Potential means undiscovered capability. The role of education is help that individual to see what is their potential. The role of coaching is maybe helping that individual to bring out that potential. So personally, I don't believe also in this concept of limitations. Limitation is something we create in our minds, or our society creates in our minds, which is the beautiful example of our brother Insaf, I think, if not sure, from Pebble spoke. He said one of our fear of failing, fear of speaking up, It's a cultural thing, if I understood him. So that's a self-imposed limitation we create. Because of that self-imposed limitation, when we are given an opportunity to maybe ask questions in an international forum, we are shy. The consequence is we fail to maximize the opportunity. So it's a self-imposed limitation, not being placed upon us. So personally, I really believe the role of education is helping the seed to become a fruit that will serve and satisfy the needs of many. So that's my answer to that question number two.
In one word, Zul, are leaders born or made? Just in one word. I will give my answer also. My experience.
Leaders are made.
I also believe.
Unless you are born in the palace. Unless you are born in a palace from
even
from
then you will have what's happening in my country. But anyway, no problem. Yes, I also support that made. Maybe 60% made, 40% born. Maybe just a number. Perfect. I will take the last question because that's one of the things I've been asked this question in many countries. This gentleman, is it a male, female? Doesn't matter. This participant says, I am taking Arabic language. How can I optimize myself in IT? Wonderful question, challenging question. First of all, congratulations. I know my audience is not mostly business and management people, right? I really feel that linguistics is going to be very, very important. It is, and it will continue to grow as a very important skill, linguistic skills, because we have artificial intelligence, blockchain, all these technologies that are coming. But people think in different ways. You cannot take the human brain and put it in AI. Whatever you put garbage in, garbage out. So an Arabic language is a very nice major. Don't be afraid that you will not get job. You will get job. If not, you write to me. I was heading the Middle East. I think Yazdi also worked in the Middle East. We will connect you. IT, very important. You don't have to, not everybody is going to be a coding expert. Not everybody is good in, but you are doing languages. You might have skills very sharp in picking up the iterations and the script and blah, 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 okay? So there is where there's a beautiful bridging, as brother says, bridging between language and IT programming. So there is an opportunity. I see this as an excellent question. It's a very practical question. And that's where, again, transferable skills come in. With that, I don't want to make it very long, but it's a very good question. Yes, you have a big future. Having said that, I know in my audience are psychology, sociology, philosophy, all these PHY fields, anthropology maybe. I will just quickly, I'll just say in summary, I will make it. I will tell you exactly what kind of jobs you will be more in demand than a pure business graduate. And I will explain at the end when I close. All right, I've made a list of that. All right, let's move to the other question. Who is addressing the, I think Zul, you should take, this is your favorite topic. Leadership and management, what's the difference in practical terms?
Leadership is being able to provide the way forward, you know. Whereas management is how to ensure you can organize and manage things in the right perspective. So you need to be a good manager. For that, competency is required. Your university are providing all those competencies, you know. That's why I don't want to touch on because you learn all these functional competencies. But leadership, you got to experience it. You know, Mr. Moderator, give me 1 minute, please. Just happened recently at Kuala Lumpur International Airport. Due to the volcano eruption in Madanao, in the Kalimantan, Indonesia, the whole configuration of airspace between Peninsular Malaysia to East Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak, has turned black. So flight cannot cross through. As such, all flight has been abandoned. And there was thousands and thousands of celebration in Peninsula. They are stranded at the airport. So when flight is available to fly, alternative way, the little girl who was looking after the counter to clear and organize the passenger to get on board the aircraft, start with the economy class people, Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C, and your seat has been shifted, blah blah blah. Then there's one young macho gentleman, executive probably, three-piece suit, walk to this girl and say, "Hey girl, I've been waiting for hours. Where is my seat? I'm in the first class. Why you give to the economy? Put us first in the first class as a priority. You know who am I?" That gentleman asked this girl, "You know who am I?" This girl looked at the guy and said, she took the microphone and make the announcement. "Ladies and gentlemen, there's one young man here who has lost his identity. He do not know who is he. Can anyone here please tell me who is he?"
Good one.
This man was so shy because everybody was looking at him. He slowly walked away from from the counter and hide himself behind the pillars. That is leadership. That is talent. Which in the academy we never trained this girl how to handle such situation. We just say you follow this rule, this regulation. First take the economy, the old people, young boys, young girls, and then finally you deal with those upper class. But this girl used her own initiative, his own talent, own leadership. That because there's no time to ask the supervisor. So what must I do now? Because this man is already up in arms. He wanted to find his seat there. So this is what I said. The talent and leadership, can be developed under situation if you can ask for Allah. Give me some miracle of thought so that I can solve this problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent. The next three questions are more exciting. We're going up the ladder. I will choose mine. I will take advantage of my moderator because it's one of my favorite topics. And the rest I will give to my colleagues. One, how a woman becomes a successful leader. What are the specific challenges she has to meet in the leadership career and how to overcome? Beautiful, beautiful question. The other one, how can we become competitive candidate without job experience? I experienced this in Canada. I had Asian experience and I went to Canada. They say, you don't have Canadian experience. So I won't tell that. We'll decide among ourselves. And third is fantastic. That's marketing. How can I make myself stand out against competition? Right now, I can guarantee you 300 people are listening. They're all trying to, in their brain, because they have some multidisciplinary background, about what's Zul all about, what's Naqi all about, and what Professor Yazdi and Inshaf are all about. Right now, there is a competitive element also happening here, but there is unity in this competition. All right. So who wants to take what? I'll be the last one. Who wants to take which topic? Yazdi?
Shall I just answer the question of
which one? Which one?
Women become a successful leader.
Okay. Okay, short and sweet.
Very short. I mean, I think leadership is not separated. Leadership is general. And also we need to rightly Dr. Zul explained the cruise experience. It's not about the title. If we can, I think, remember the quote by the Robin Sharma. It's not about the leadership. I mean, the titles that we have. It's about the attitudes and the values and the influence that we have among our peers. For example, let us say you are the student of a class, and if you are the one who's influencing your peers, and mostly if your friends are approaching you for some decision making or some discussions, that means you have some influence among your peers. That means you are accepted as a leader wherever you are. And let me come to the point of more specific on women. Now, women, just like men, they have high potential and they got great ideas. What happens is the challenge that they have is they grow really fast before their marriage. I mean, in terms of their skills, developing their skills and their qualifications. What happens is, of course, the limitation of the marriage, where not many women just go beyond that step. Some of them, they get stuck there, and some of them, they take that courage to go further and pursue their goals. So it's in you. You have to make the decision and convince your surrounding. And just remember the one important quote I would like to remind you. Success is based on imagination, ambition, will to work, and whom you work with. It does not, the work with whom you work with does not mean the people who you are working with. It's about the people who you are married to, who your parents are, who your friends are. All these people have to support your goal so that you can overcome those challenges and reach your goals and be a good leader.
Thank you, Shah. I will come back to this and I will share one experience, because this is the question which was asked to me in Cambodia, Malaysia, Pakistan, Canada, Algoma University, and I will share you the answers, how it came, or not the answer, the experience. It is totally different from what we are hearing. Let's first do the other two. How can we become a competitive candidate without experience? Yazdi bhai, you want to take this or the other one?
The last one.
Keep
So
it short.
here, how can I make myself stand out? This is
Yes,
again
go
a very
ahead.
personal response.
Go ahead.
Personally, I've never focused on competition. My priority is building my skill sets and adding value to myself on a daily basis. As long as I'm growing and learning, someone, somewhere, sometime will find there is quality in me and I will get an opportunity. So I focus on building capacity, my own capability. Personally, I don't keep an eye on the competitor. It's not something everybody would agree, but I'll leave it with you. Thank you.
Excellent point. I think because of your Sejatra leadership and all that, I'll just add to that. I am by nature very competitive. Very competitive. I am a die-hard competitor. And you know where that comes from? The one who asked, I'm addressing, I don't know the name. So it comes from sports. It didn't come from Harvard training. It didn't come from Citibank training. It didn't come from family training. By nature, when I was a small kid, I was very good in sports. I always wanted to beat, but I was not fighting to beat the other candidate. I was fighting to beat my own time. I was a 400-meter runner, triple jump, high jump, football player. I would assist, create opportunities to the attacker, if you know football or basketball. All right. So the competitiveness with too much competitiveness is a dangerous thing. Too little competitiveness is a dangerous thing. Somewhere, again, a continuum, you have to move. So with that, I say, have that. You won't have the motivation if you don't feel good, all right, about doing, not necessarily against somebody else, against yourself, which Yazdi very well put it. All right, you do that. I will come back to the woman one. That's very important. We have a lot of ladies. I know the percentage of ladies that study in this 8,000 population. Go ahead in this university. Go ahead, Zul. You take the other one, which is how can I make myself, which one was that? How can I make myself stand out No. How can we become a competitive? That is similar. You want to do the other one? How to deal with perceptions and team members as a leader, since you founded the leadership?
Yeah, what make you special? This should be inbuilt in you. What make you special as a graduate of Southeastern University in Sri Lanka compared to the other 17 universities? So it must be in your DNA. You must always give that a thought. So now, in order to be relevant, ask this question. Where are you now? At the university? Fine. What should you do? You should score the highest grade possible and become excellent. Get a gold medal from Professor Fadil. And where are you going? You're going to work in Southeastern, or you want to work in Colombo? You want to work in Malaysia? You want to work in like Naqi? He work in Dubai. He work in London. He work in New York. You want to, he can be a good role model. So, as he mentioned just now, he has got that ambition in him. I suggest that if you are thinking of being a global manager, think globally and try to be as international as possible. Because what you learn from Southeastern University is the same as what been taught in the Kuala Lumpur University of Malaya or in Asia, in Philippines. Because the curriculum is the same. The difference is the teacher. And you have teachers like Fadil who will know how to make that curriculum more interesting and forward-looking. That is the difference, because when you join the university, you must look for who's going to be the teacher, One. And then number two, why you go to the university? Upon graduation, what you want to become? You decide that, because it is you who have the key to the world. And I suggest, you better start behaving like the person you're going to be in the future. Take Naqi, for instance.
Excellent point. Excellent. In one word, please, I'm addressing the 300 people plus. What he's talking about in one word, I'm good in summarizing, by the way, brand. Build your brand. That's what Zul was explaining in practical terms. In theory, build your brand. If you ask me, Naqi, what is your brand? My brand is going around the world, becoming global, sharing my experience. That is my brand. Yazdi has his brand. He wants to, he's very much intro perspective. He is very good with inner leadership. Brother Zul has so much corporate experience that he utilizes them with. So we all have brand. Brother Fazil must his brand. Ask yourself this question. Maybe you don't have brand yet. Faculty, very important. What is your brand? Are you good? And just select one area in your brand. Focus on it day and night. In 1 year, you will be very good in that area. All right, with that, I want to address that question about successful women. I have a lot of experience here, especially in the developing countries and in the Middle East. So I want to address this lady, whoever asked this, how have women become successful leader? I think in Shah's opening sentence was, I agree with him. He said, basically, that it is gender neutral. That's what he was trying to say. Leadership is gender neutral. There is no male, female, X, Y, Z. Even in the animal kingdom, I like watching National Geographic. I like watching Discovery Channel. In the animal kingdom, there are natural leaders, the lion or whatever, the alligator, whatever. Okay, so I learned from that. That's where the perspective comes. So For female, I want to give 1 or 2 tips, if I may, with permission from the chairperson. To become successful, the female has more advantage. I'm not talking about her beauty, her dressing, her makeup. No, I'm talking about her creativity. Female are more creative. Many males may not agree, but female are, all right? They are more sensitive because they have a heart and compassion, which is a leadership quality. Females are because they rear children, they have the motherly instinct. So they care about people a lot. These are the specific traits, some of them, creativity, imagination, compassion. You take this, use it to your advantage. We males, when I did my undergraduate economics, I was a very different thinker. When I did MBA, I became a capitalist and I became ruthless. Profit, 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 profit. Yazdi, that's why we make a good team. He thinks about social justice, which many of you are studying in political science and psychology. Sejatra, Zul, that's why we gel so well, because we bring different things in a small, in a pot of a buffet, the buffet example. So with that, I say, the female, build your brand, do your thing, you have more advantage, and don't be shy. You will have barriers. And the example I used in Cambodia, this question was, somebody asked, a monk asked, how can females become good leaders? And what if you meet challenges, the female get depressed, get shy, get fearful? Don't ever do that. My own daughter is an example. I'll give you a reference. Go and Google her, Sonia Azam. Okay. Anyway, the monk asked this question, same question. What do you do when you meet challenges? And this was my reply. Because they were Buddhist, most of them. I said, be like water. The answer was in the water. Be like water. If you meet challenges, you have a tough boss, you don't want to fight with him like this. What do? The water finds its way here, and the water overwhelms that obstacle or challenge. Believe me. I've got pictures to prove it. The 6 monks came up to me. He said, are you a Buddhist? Then my answer was, I believe in all good religions. There are good points in all religions, because I've studied comparative religion. I studied philosophy under Bertrand Russell. My undergraduate was very strong with all these OPHY subjects, philosophy, psychology, sociology, anthropology. So you are very lucky, and I'm so pleased that Brother Fazil has taken an interest. Brother Fazil, you're doing the most wonderful thing in this university, although I'm an MBA. But you know why? Because you're building a strong liberal arts background in these people. When I come next, I will give them tips how to build their brand, how to interview. I will give specific role plays. I will prepare them, and you will have 5 examples, but my only one condition. Those 5 will train 50 other people. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Professor Naqi. And now our Vice Chancellor also being with us. So I'm asking, kindly requesting him to turn on his video and give some interaction with us. And he's a very young, Vice Chancellor in Sri Lankan universities, and completed his PhD at the National University of Singapore. And he's doing good in this university. So please go ahead with some words for our, these panelists and participants.
Thank you very much, Professor Fazil, Dean, Faculty of Arts and Culture, and other panelists, including Professor Azam, for joining with us, with our students, actually, in order to enrich them with the knowledge as well as practical experience of leadership qualities. In fact, I've been listening to your conversations for some times. It is very enriching and enlightening to our students. In fact, of course, I would like to express my gratitude to Professor Fazil and Mr. Iyas from the Career Guidance Units for organizing such a wonderful seminar today, workshop, for the benefit of our students I think large number of students have turned out for these online seminar on leadership, which is one of the essential key feature of soft skills, which ensures the employability of our students in the employment, the world of work. Actually, though the students derive hard skills out of their dedications, commitments of their studies during their studies at the university for 3 years or 4 years at Sri Lankan universities. They need soft skills in the present context, particularly the leadership and personality development, which ensures their employment opportunities in the market. Of course, the essential needs of communication skills and IT literacy are crucial for their employment opportunities. But these are things that they have to nourish out of their experience, out of their exposure during the university period. I think people like Professor Azam and other experts, other professors, including our fabulous academy director, brother, all these people have got a lot of talents and potentials to enrich our students in terms of the capability of our students in order to enrich their leadership qualities. So we are very privileged to have them on board for this workshop, and the students are very much indebted, very much privileged to have them as resource persons to enhance their knowledge, enhance their practical experience. I think this is a good beginning, and this is a stepping stone for our students to further enrich their knowledge and practical experience in terms of leadership qualities. I think in the future, Professor Azam and his colleagues of professors may be able to visit our university physically and do some seminars for the benefit of our students, so that our students can benefit immensely in the future. So with that word, I would like to express my gratitude to Professor Farsi, Dean, Faculty of Arts and Culture, and Director, Career Guidance, Dr. Amjad, and other instructors like IAS and people from the CGU units, and particularly the resource persons, all those who have joined from across the world in order to enrich, in order to share their experience and knowledge with our students. So thank you very much once again, and please keep up the good thing that you have been doing. And as university, as an institution, higher education institution, we are ever prepared to help you out. We are ever prepared to extend our helping hands towards the good deeds that you have been doing, and we are ever prepared to welcome you, not only online platform like this, but also a physical visit to share your knowledge and experience. Thank you very much once again.
Yeah.
And I would like to wish all the students who have joined this program via online, be it, second year, third year, fourth year. I think students from different backgrounds have joined in this program, I wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you. I just need 90 seconds, just 90 seconds, Fazil.
Okay,
There
go
is a
ahead.
question. I believe in customer satisfaction. There is a question. What degree is better for this business world? I haven't been in the corporate world. Zul may agree with me. Very important for your undergraduate to have a social science degree, such as what you are doing. And it excites me. I tell my own grandchildren and children to have foundation should be in social, whether it's psychology or philosophy, or it is very important. If you do pure, it's very crude. So that is my answer. I don't want this person to feel his question not answered. So we've answered everything.
Okay.
And yes, go ahead.
So this is approaching we are going to, end this program. We decided to conduct it for an hour, but now about to, finish 2 hours right now. So better to complete it. Can I summarize and complete it, or do you need to tell anything, Professor Naqi?
I just want to say, I just want to say one thing everybody should remember now from the whole deliberation, including yours and the thing.
Okay.
Don't be afraid. Take risks. Make smart choices. Think global.
Yeah, thank you very much. And first of all, I must say thank to our Vice Chancellor for his presence on this forum and give us a few words and delivered few words from us. Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor, for all the initiatives and your continuous support for this program. And the next, Vice Chancellor introduced to me the Professor Naqi Azam, and very prominent personality. When we talk about the history of Southeastern University, our first Vice Chancellor of this university, Professor M.L.A. Carter, the former professor of University of Peradeniya. And, he did a wonderful speech during the end of, during the period of 1999, about in 2000, he said that in the future, the person from a lecturer from Harvard University, he can talk from over there and you can watch and listen everything here. So now, fruitfully, we are reaching what our Vice Chancellor, first Vice Chancellor of this university said for us. And we got one Harvardian and Harvard personality, and he nicely approach and provide us very prominent speakers who are relevant to career trends and the leadership, particularly to this title. And, speaker Jahangir Yasti started with the idea, with our moderator's instruction, and Mr. Yasti provided us, very nice idea to continue this discussion today. Thank you very much for our moderator and first speaker. So then we found Dr. Zulkifli. He did very nicely with the introduction of the Yasti's idea, and he provided his knowledge and own experiences, though that own experience sharing and changing his place to in a different company and organization and earning points, those are very impressive. And these all three personalities, knowledge sharing, really impressive for our students and staff in today's forum. And another thing that, our target of this program is through the Fables Academy and the practical experience of Sri Lankan organization to provide knowledge sharing and experience sharing and their future, support for our university. So he's also expressed nicely his thoughts. And so what I found from this very nice program through the contribution of our moderator, and he introduced those three speakers, and what university should do, that interact with international community through that interaction, providing proper knowledge to its own students, staff, as well society. So definitely I feel that as per our aim to provide knowledge, disseminate the knowledge, so we are successfully reached the aim of this program today, alhamdulillah. That is the news, that is the message I should convey. And also, I must say, the language which used by our speakers and moderator, it is understandable to our multicultural, multi-diverse, multilingual students. Thank you very much for that point also. And session of the question and answer session, you did a great job. You provided proper answers for their questions and encourage them and motivate them to make a different questions. And so for that, thank you very much on behalf of Southeastern University of Sri Lanka. And finally, I should say, in this trend today, we need to talk about career trends and leadership. That is the challenge we are facing in post-pandemic era. particularly when we talk about Sri Lanka in post-pandemic era, not only post-pandemic era, but also we are facing the huge challenge of economy, social, and politically since, in this couple of years. During this period, you provided proper knowledge to our staff and students. So what I'm trying to tell here, through this point, we conducted this program, we communicated with these international people and conduct this program in proper time, which is very essential to Sri Lankan students and staff. In that way, finally, I must say what Vice Chancellor pointed out. You see, to make this program very successful, the Career Guidance Unit Director of Southeastern University, Dr. Urzad, and his very close associate, Mr. Yas, extended fullest support and cooperation to conduct this program successfully. So for that, I express on behalf of Southeastern University and our panelists and our participants, thank you so much to Career Guidance Unit Director and their staff, particularly to Mr. Yas for your dedication. And finally, students will notice that you will receive your e-certificate to participate in this program also. And our Career Guidance Unit will give me the support to do that. And final note, in the future, we need to do this, I'm very proudly say that in this moment, Professor Naqi connected with very prominent personalities in this field. They voluntarily did, huge job and a huge task. That is what, our religions are very clearly indicate us, disseminate and express your knowledge to others. That is what you did. You are, staying far away from this university, but you provided with your heart fully, entered into us and, impressed on us. So that is why you will get, proper reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So finally, thank you so much for your immense contribution for successful program today. Do you want to tell anything, Professor Naqi? Now it is.
I want my colleagues. I talk too much. These two guys can have something word.
Yeah. Is anything?
Thank you.
Yazdi, I'll leave it to Yazdi. Please, Yazdi. You start, you end it. Yeah, please.
Really appreciate to all of you for making this happen. Technology allowed us, but having people who are eager to learn, eager to grow is the greatest reward anybody could have. And thank you so much to everyone for making it happen. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll leave now the program. Thank you. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.